We all know the feeling, walking alone at night and suddenly hearing footsteps behind us. But what if those footsteps didn't belong to anyone at all? Tonight, you will find out. It was late evening in a quiet suburban town. The streets were nearly empty, and the glow of dim streetlights stretched across the cracked pavement. Amira, a college student, had stayed late at the library preparing for her exams. By the time she finished, it was past midnight. She chose the quickest way home, a narrow street lined with old buildings, where the sound of even the smallest movement echoed loudly. At first, everything was normal. She walked with her headphones in, scrolling through her phone. But then, a strange feeling began to crawl up her spine, the sensation that someone was watching her. She paused the music, silence. Then it came. Slow, heavy, matching her pace. Amira's heart began to race. She turned quickly. Nobody was there. The street was empty. She shook her head. "I'm just imagining things," she whispered to herself. She tightened her grip on her bag and kept walking. But the footsteps returned, this time louder, quicker, as though someone was just a few steps behind her. She spun around again. Nothing, just the faint flickering of a streetlight. Amira walked faster. The footsteps grew faster too. Her breath became shallow, her palms sweaty. She didn't dare to look back again. Finally, she reached the corner near her apartment. Relief washed over her, until she noticed something horrifying. Her shadow. It stretched across the pavement under the streetlight, but it wasn't alone. There was another shadow, right behind hers, and yet there was no one there. Amira froze. Her knees shook. Slowly, she turned her head, and for a split second she saw it. A tall, faceless figure, its outline distorted, its steps in perfect sync with hers. The moment her eyes met the figures, all the streetlights went out. Darkness swallowed the street. The footsteps echoed all around her now, on the pavement, on the walls, inside her head. Louder, closer, until they stopped, right behind her. She gathered every ounce of courage and whispered a prayer under her breath. Suddenly, a violent gust of wind blew past her, nearly knocking her down. The streetlights flickered back on. The shadow was gone. The footsteps had vanished, but on the ground, where she stood moments before, were wet footprints leading directly behind her, and then disappearing into nothing. From that night on, Amira never walked home alone again, and she never asked herself the question, what if you heard footsteps behind you? Because now, she already knew the answer. So, what would you do? If one night walking alone, you heard footsteps right behind you, but no one was there? Would you turn around? Or would you keep walking?